What's up, everybody? Well, we decided to go for a mountain bike ride and try out the bikes. The carrier worked really well for the bus. That was pretty awesome, but I figured I'd show you the sign of where we're going. So this one right here follows the creek all the way up, and then it hits a gnarly hill climb. And the reason that I'm going to go down this one is, one, I want you to see the creek because it's really, really cool. There's a couple of sketchy spots in it if you're on a motorcycle or four-wheeler, because you could just fly off into the creek, but I'll go ahead and just walk you through how far of a drop that is compared to some of the other ones. Like, a lot of the other drops are a lot bigger. But anyway, there's also an adit at this one, so it's another old prospecting spot. So we're going to go ahead and hit the trail. So I will see you guys in a sec. I hope you enjoy the footage. Like that one. Well, here's one of the bridges. Crosses the creek. My wife hasn't ridden a bike in forever, so she's still trying to get used to it. It is, in fact, a different type of in shape. So, just remember, try to go around the thinnest part of the puddle. Okay?
As a kid, I used to love going through the puddles.
Yeah, I know you got fenders and stuff, but still. Yeah. Till your skills come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's always a little bit of mud. This is more of a sandy, rocky terrain, like I was talking about in one of my other videos when we went and came and checked out one of these old mines. This one right here, it's pretty cool. It's honestly pretty cool. There's no cabin left that I've been able to find, but the adit is still there. And as you can see, we have the creek that basically just is right next to us on the right. And this is where it starts getting a little higher off the creek. You can see it right there. But this is what you really want to be careful of, especially this corner right here. Okay, as you can see, this corner is easy to fly off of, especially the way we came up the hill. If you're on a motorcycle, don't try to jump this. I'll point you down real quick. You can actually see the rebar sticking out of the ground from the old trail erosion barrier that they had put in place. So you really want to be careful in a place like this, all right? So I'm going to queue up when we get closer to adit and tell you a little bit more about it. Alright, so we're coming up at the second bridge, which is a really careful spot. These bridges do get very slippery at certain times of year. And as you can tell, it crosses the creek again. And then up around the corner here, we're going to be coming up to the adit here pretty soon. Just to let you guys know. Figured I'd jump off the bike and kind of walk it behind me for a minute so you can see me. I'm going to go ahead and give you just a tiny bit of a higher angle. As you can see over here, there's granite boulders everywhere, so if you're into bouldering, this place is heaven. You could spend an entire lifetime out here and you will never boulder the same boulder twice. That's pretty much a guarantee.
And while you're at it, don't forget to say hi to Mr. Peter.
Oh, check that out. It's like somebody has a sense of humor out here. I like it. That's cool.
See you later, buddy.
You never know what you'll find on the trail. Get you angled up a little bit like that. You can hear the rushing water and stuff. It's actually pretty cool back here. So I'm going to shut this off and then I'll queue back up when we get up to the adit because it's kind of around the corner here. What's up, everybody? So, she made it.
Barely, but here I am. It's been a really long time. I was telling my husband this morning, I remember being a kid and riding through puddles and up hills and slamming on your brakes and seeing who could throw the rocks the furthest. It was a chore getting down here, but we're here.
Yeah, so she's riding in a very old bike. It's actually a Finnish-made bike. It has one of those mega gear hubs on it, and as you can see, You know, it's a Spectrum made by Sharda, or Sharda, something like that. But you can see the gear selection on it. She's got 7 speeds, and that's about it. You know, adjustable neck and everything else. So the bike is a little bit kind of iffy for her, getting used to right now. So when we get back to the bus, we'll make some adjustments. And if that doesn't work, we'll look into getting her something different. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you something really cool, okay? See that fire pit right there? You see all these granite boulders? This is one of those places where if you carry all your stuff in your backpack for just like overnighting, right up in here, if you need to get out of the rain, there's an absolute perfect spot where you could set up a mat and crash, because you got the boulder all up over here, and as you can see, there's no water that gets in anywhere in there. This is all dry pretty much, and you got a little area so you can start a little fire to keep you a little warm if you want to, just in case you need to backwoods camp. I'll come back away from it for a minute, and you can see the whole structure of it. Now, this isn't the ideal spot to go ahead and bug out to, because as you can see, it's very, very visible from the trail. But it is one of those things, if you got to stop overnight, it's a good place to sleep. So in the meantime, now that you guys saw that, I'm going to show you the adit. I want you to look real carefully, okay? All the way up there on the hill, okay? So you got to cross this creek. This is a little challenging, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to show you that. So if you want, you can tag along. You don't want to miss this. It's actually pretty interesting, especially when you're coming around and you're trying to get over this, because you can either go straight through there or you can go around here. So I'm going to put you in front of me for a minute. You walk right around here, through the bushes, over to here, and as you can see, you can step on this rock, come up over here. You got this tree for a little bit of leverage. You place your foot right there, and you take a big, big step, okay? And that gets you over that. Honey?
Thank you.
And then after this, you're kind of bushwhacking for a second. So I'm going to turn you back around so you can see where we got to go. Right through there.
It's like walking into the secret garden.
Yeah, pretty much. I hope you don't have to pee at this point. This water will make it a lot worse. So anyway, come down, be careful. These rocks can get very slippery once your shoes are wet. And then you come right up over here. Now, this is what's left of the place. As you can see, this is the old door lock for the cabin that was here. This was, in fact, the front door lock. So I always think stuff like that's pretty cool. You can come over here, you can see they had it all set up with metal and all kinds of stuff for tailing drops. Pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff that was around here. But this is pretty much what I would think the actual cabin was at, honestly. I don't know how old this adit is, but as you can see, this is like your perfect spot. Now there is something metal buried in the ground right here, and it's so big it won't come up. I tried because I really wanted to see what it was. And be careful when you're walking on the ground here. There's a lot of berries and stuff, believe it or not. I don't know if you know what kind of berries you're looking at, but these are strawberries, and they're wild strawberries. There's a lot of mushrooms out here too, so there is foraging capabilities, all right? But in the meantime, we're gonna scurry up this hill real quick, and then I'm gonna show you the adit, so I'll be right back. All right, everybody, well, we got up the hill. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not that bad. It's just kind of more of a vertical climb, you know, but as you can see, it's really not that far from where we were at on the last clip that I cut out on. But I'm going to show you this adit real quick. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me walk back here so you get a good look at it. You can see it had the door on it and everything. Now this one has been collapsed. You still can get in. But I personally have never been in this one. And like a dummy, I forgot my flashlight. So it's a good thing I have my phone, so I might use that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna kind of show you how far this has been collapsed, okay? Now, as you can see, there was a locking system on these doors that these guys had. You can go ahead and see the old knob position right here. And then on here, looks like a couple of people would beat it up, but you see the hinges that they used. I mean, this is just gnarly, but you can go ahead and see. I'm gonna put you in front of me so you get a better view. You can see how far this thing has collapsed. All this has basically decayed and eroded away. And watch your step. This bridge rock right here is pretty much one of the only things that's still up, because you can see the old roof that's in here. But then you go all the way back and you can see how much it has been collapsed. Now, that's actually your way in right there. Okay, I'll bring you around a little bit farther so you can see this. But that is how you get in, if you're crazy enough to get in. But I'm going to take you right back down the hill, and I'm just going to show you by climbing into this one section how small of an entrance this actually was to get into this one, okay? So, pop down on this rock. And then you can see down in here, you see what I mean? Just like that. There's the old original nails that were for hanging your lights and all that stuff, or whatever you were using. Right there, there's two of them. And then you can see all the timber work that was in this. Again, with this one, they used lodgepole pine. It was what they had in the area. So this is actually kind of cool. So I think what I'm going to do is at least grab the flashlight on my phone and just kind of see how far this thing goes in. Because if these are spaced 3 feet, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 feet back, or 4 pylons back, which means this goes in quite a ways. So I'll be right back. Let me go grab my phone. So there's one thing I want you to pay attention to, okay? Now, I already crawled into the hole and all that rest of that stuff, so if you want to see that, keep watching the video. It is candle power in there, so it's one of those things where I will have to come back with a better light. But I want you to get an idea of this, okay? You see how far this goes back to the collapse point right up there, okay? You got to remember, this thing is about, 5 feet tall by probably a little over 3 feet wide. And I just want to show you, I'm actually walking on the tailings pile. This is all tailings. Okay, from where my foot is right here, from this slope, all the way through here, this is all the tailing pile of all the dirt that the guy dug out of this place. Okay, and you can see how far it goes down the hill. That's a good 20 feet all the way down the mountain. You see all this grok and stuff that he was pulling out. And then this is the material you're working with here. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of granite, and a lot of sand. Okay, so you can see one of these rocks right here. This right here is some granite with a little bit of glitter in it. Okay, now that's not real gold, but hey, it literally will make you want to hunt and hunt and hunt and hunt. Okay, so like I said, if you wanted to see the inside of that thing on candle power, go ahead and keep watching the video. All right. Okay, everybody, well, you can see how big this boulder is. I'm going to pan you around so you can see the entrance, and you can see how big this boulder is. Now, this is literally a dinner table going all the way across the top, so I'm not really worried about that collapsing. Okay, and you can see all of the collapse behind me. So it has kind of collapsed a little bit, but I'm just going to pop down into this hole real quick and just see what we look like in here. So it looks like it has collapsed quite a bit. Let me see if this phone flashlight even does anything. Not bad. Not bad at all. So you can see the pile right there where it's collapsed again. And honestly, go a little farther in, right there. Yeah, this thing looks like it goes in a ways. It looks like it's still structurally solid. Most of the erosion has happened up here where the decking is broke. So we're gonna go in just a little bit farther. There we go. Now I'm gonna talk very, very quietly. Yeah, see, I hear water back there, and that looks like that's the back wall. So that's basically where it stops. Actually, no, this goes a long way. Oh yeah, it goes all the way down around the corner. Yep. So this is where they were working and didn't get to finish. The floor is all wet in there, so there's water dripping. Granite boulders all over my head, all over the walls. Yeah, so this is pretty much how deep it goes. So I'm going to get out of here, and then maybe I'll come back with a better light. Okay. Well, that was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. A little spooky. Mostly because it's dark and you don't know how stable the dirt is out here. Now, as you can see, like in my last video, there's granite boulders absolutely everywhere, okay? But what you have to worry about is the sand. You see? There's a lot of sand out here, so you got to be really, really careful about that. But it literally looks like it goes in probably about 20 or 30 feet and then opens up into a big chamber and then turns the corner. And it probably goes back another 12 feet on that corner. But like I said, I'll need a way better light to go back into this one. But I figured I'd show it to you anyway, because it's a really cool spot. Now make sure when you're climbing out of this, if you do decide to check these out, step on the boulders, not any serious areas that aren't on top of the boulder, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't want to step here because this is all old rotted wood and you can collapse this thing. So you want to step up here, put your hand on the rock, or if not, your whole entire arm, and then boom, okay? So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I'll see if I can come back with a way better light and show you this a little bit more lit up. But this video basically gave you the idea of the light they had to work with. Remember, it was candle power, all right? So, you guys take care. I'll see you next time. If you liked anything about the video, leave a like on it. Share it with a friend if you would. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget your notification bell. Right, honey?
Absolutely. And we'll see you next time.
For sure. Later.